All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Late Night 5, the late night stand-up comedy review show. Today on this show, we're breaking down comedians' late night stand-up clips, and the comedian we are breaking down is, here's my killer impression of him, Gilbert Gottfried. Was that good?
That was pretty good, actually.
Ken, now you have to do it. Now you have to do it.
I'm not doing it.
You have to do it.
Service. It's gonna be bad.
It's the
Gilbert Gottfried. I can't do it.
No, he tried. All right. Well, as always, we're two stand-up comedians from Chicago reviewing other stand-up comedians' historic late night sets. Gilbert Gottfried's late night set is very interesting in comparison to a lot of the other sets of its era. Number one, he did it on Letterman, not Carson, because Carson did not want to touch this abstract thing of comedy with a 10-foot pole. Carson couldn't handle this.
No, we're not coming here with that.
Carson, a little more traditional. Letterman, a little more fun. And then you have Conan, who's a little bit more fun, a little bit more obscure. So that's what to expect. He's doing what I would consider to be alt comedy, which is, you can be defined as a lot of different things. I consider it to be comedy making fun of comedy, or almost comedy parodying comedy to some capacity.
I feel like that's the best description of alt comedy, because when I think of alt comedy, I think of not funny.
So Ken's a hater. Ken will play the role of a traditional comedian, and I understand alt comedy. I love the irony. I think the big knock on alt comedy, and we'll say this up top, is the big knock on alt comedy is that you're pretending not to do it instead of just doing it, right? Yeah. So instead of actually telling a joke, you're just like copying like the stylistic or the phrasing or the pauses and the cadence, but you're not saying something. I mean, I think a lot of alt comedy will be like, well, what do you think you are? My mother? There's like a punchline for just like a sentence, you know? Like, I went to the store and the waiter was like, do you want food? No, who do you think you are? My family? It's stylistically, it's worded like a joke, but it's not a joke more often than not. Yeah. That's not how alt comedy is, but I think as an aggregate, like that's kind of what alt comedy is. And Gilbert, later in his career, became known for like his storytelling and kind of his more traditional joke writing.
Thank God.
Young Gilbert is a character comic.
Wow.
And he does a lot of things that you'd see that are not traditional. And I think we'll pause and we'll try to call him out as we see him. But there's a lot of things you might catch as a little odd if you watch a lot of stand-up.
No, this is going to be 45 minutes if I pause every time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll try to catch it in bulk a little bit. All right, let's go.
Currently be seen in a motion picture called Bad Medicine. I think you're in for a real treat here. Please welcome Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert.
A treat.
A treat?
Dude, also, I got to get that. That's going to be my walk-up music for the rest of forever.
It's good.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, that was wonderful. What a beautiful crowd. What a wonderful audience. Oh, you're a beautiful crowd. I love you. I'd like to take you home with me. I'd like to see you all naked. I'd like to beat you. I'd like to humiliate you. I'd like to hang each one of you naked by your ankles and smear cheese all over your body. I'd like it to be tepid cheese. Not even hot or cold. See, hot and cold your body reacts to. Tepid, you'd be going, there's something tepid on me. It's tepid. Get this tepid there. They smeared something tepid on me.
You can pause here.
This is funny for like 15 seconds for me.
So I mean, not to explain. There's nothing less funny about explaining a joke, but I'll take the role of being like the lame guy who has to explain the obvious and what he's doing. Is like he's making fun of introductions, right? Like instead of doing like an introduction, because the first like 5 seconds of it, I'm like, wow, he's really taking a lot of time in this introduction. Yeah. And then it turns into a meltdown of him being like, you know, I want you to do this. Thanks for being here. I want you to do that. I want you to cover yourself in tepid cheese.
Yeah. That's I've just seen other comics do it, and I freaking hate it. And now I get where it comes from, though, like we talked about.
There's a comment. I mean, it's almost like hack at this point. I used to do it when I first started off, and I've seen other comedians do it. They're like, yeah, keep it going for yourselves, keep it going for the tech, keep it going for your cars. Hey, keep it going for Michelin, who makes the tires on your cars. Hey, you know what? And keep it going for the lug nut companies, because they don't get enough love.
They don't get any love.
Yeah, or just like what, you just dissect that. That's like a hack version of what he's doing. He's getting really specific with, I want you covered in tepid cheese. I love that. I love the detail. I love any joke with detail, even if it's an alt joke, is great.
Oh, man. Bless your heart.
Cheese you find only at parties. The kind of cheese where you didn't eat all day because you thought there'd be food at the party.
That's fun.
You had millions of opportunities to eat all day. Everyone was offering you food. They said, here, have a nice steak. No, I can't. I'm going to a party. There'll be so much food there. Well, would you like a pizza? No, I can't.
He was offering you a steak and then a pizza.
To the window, food. All they have is food. Will there be women at this? No, it's food. How would you like some organically grown berries? No, I can't. Too filling. It's way too filling. And then you walk into the party, and there in front of you is a wedge of cheese. And it's like soft and yellow on the inside and hard black wax on the outside. It's like you're never quite sure if you should eat the hard black wax. It's like, because you figure, well, if I eat the hard black wax, people are gonna, maybe I should just eat the yellow part and throw away the hard black wax. Then you do that, you throw it away, and they go, why didn't you eat the hard black wax? It's the most nutritious part of the cheese. Eat the hard black wax.
This is a meltdown. This is not a.
Yeah, that's the style. That's the style.
Hard black wax, and then you run into the risk that people are going to be looking at you going, there's someone over there eating the hard black wax.
I'm gonna pause it. So it's funny because it's almost like parody on relatable comedy where he goes overly niche or he gives too many examples.
Yeah.
The organic berries, hey, you didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
There's another comedian, Bobcat Goldthwait, which is this times 10. Yeah. Young Bobcat, not old Bobcat. And also I love the what is this? This?
He's doing like some very crackheadish things. Like that's exactly
even his voice is up top the it sounds like he's gargling rocks. I mean, it's been a debate for many years. Is that his actual voice?
Not his voice, man. That's not his voice. I think that's part of why I don't like a lot of alt comedy too, because it's not true to who you are.
And it's not true to who you are.
So if you're weird and you're like just like a weird dude, and there's people that are just weird and they have like weird. I recognize my the way that I talk, my speech pattern.
Yeah.
I know that it's not like typical.
Yeah.
And I know that like Obama has like the very specific speech pattern.
Thank you all for coming here today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have a weird speech pattern. And I noticed that, but it's not like, that's not something that I'm trying to do. Like he's trying that.
Well, Gilbert Gottfried's voice is something. And it's people are always looking for lapses in it. So we'll try to find some if he ever lapses back to what is his regular voice, or some people theorize his actual voice. It's also like he is like parodying like a comics meltdown almost, like his whole set. his whole career, I don't think he didn't do this bit his whole career, but it is like stylistically the choice he made tonight was to make fun of other comedians.
Could you imagine like your whole life, you dream for your late nights, especially during this era. Late night was everything.
Yeah.
And your choice is to make fun of
comedy. Yeah, it's bold, man. It's brave. This is brave. It may not be the funniest. It may not be the most jokes per minute laughter, but it's brave. It's memorable.
That's not how I want people to talk about.
Everyone's you see that guy? I think he had a meltdown the whole time. I'm not sure he was aware of what was going on.
Yo, you see that dude Ken? His comedy's brave. That's not what I want.
Brave is what you call a comedian when they've stopped writing jokes. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it. That's a brave comic.
There's a lot of brave comedy specials coming out right now.
A lot of brave comics in Chicago.
Yeah, dude. A lot of brave alt comics, dude. Oh man.
Don't look now. Just go act like you're getting a drink and then take a look. Well, okay, I'll act like
I like the cheese bit. It's relatable.
I don't even know what's happening now.
I think he swallowed it. No, you're kidding me now. No, he did. He swallowed it. True story.
True story.
That happened. It's true. Today, I woke up. I must have waited 15 minutes before a Stephen King novel came out.
Pause that.
Also, the today there, that was clear as day.
Today I woke up. I said 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was like not the same voice.
That whole sentence. So this is where the conspiracy theorists dive in. Is You hear that last
Everyone
sentence?
just starts talking about 9/11 wasn't real. Like,
Did jet fuel melt steel beams?
yeah.
Did today destroy his voice? Notice, today I tell you what. You see, all of a sudden that last sentence in a very regular voice.
Regular dude voice. Yeah.
Also, no transition. The joke just pattered out. No ending to it.
Not at all. Just jump straight into the next fucking train.
These are things comedians notice the transitions you use, and if your joke patters out and just dies at a weird convulgence. You talk about people looking at you while you look at cheese.
Yeah,
we noticed that.
We can tell when you're just putting together 3 5-minute sets to make a 15.
Yeah. He put together 3 5-minute sets to make a 15. That's funny.
I was worried. I called him up. I went, Steve.
Oh, he goes back into the character.
That goes flat against your face. Steve. My uncle died recently.
What?
I put him in a mausoleum. If I keep him there for 6 months, I can get a toaster. Can't wait for my aunt to die. Got my eye on a clock radio.
What is this?
Once, I was walking through the country, I looked up in the sky, and there was a bolt of lightning, and a strange alien ship landed in the middle of the field. And the latches opened up, and greenish-gray creatures emerged from the ship. They surrounded me, staring at me with their unblinking red orbs. And finally, one of them spoke and said, Ben Gazzara is a good actor. Why can't he get a series?
Do that sentence well. He's back into the character.
I pondered this for a while, and I said, I don't know. I can't help you. They're very small. I don't know.
Very small.
You're very small.
The God gave him, he deserved more.
Is that the only reason you came down here? Yeah, this is not enough. But they said they yell a lot. They're very annoying. Jackie Gleason in Casablanca.
What?
You're getting on that plane with Vic Laszlo. Oh,
Pause this.
Bro, he's a crackhead. There's no.
So he does the opening like meltdown about cheese, and then he regular voice. He does like 3 traditional jokes, just 3 one-liners. How did I one-liner? My aunt, my grandfather, this, and then he goes back into a meltdown over aliens, which is funny because there's no exposition to the bit.
None.
It's very
Just jumps right into the.
I'm talking to alien, and he's this small. Did I drop the glass?
Yeah.
The glass did not break though. We're good. We'll clean it up afterwards. We'll wrap this episode up quick. Oopsies. Late night 5, more like late night. Matt has problems. Somebody call him. Anyway, so he does the small person act out bit. Then he goes, all right. Now he's like back into a totally different. He's doing impressions.
No, this is. I've seen this guy. I've ridden the red line at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's who this guy is.
I love it. Now he's doing it. I like that because there's almost some beauty of like him being like, you guys like impressions, or I'm gonna do this impression.
Oh yeah.
Jack Nicholson, boom. Like what? He's in it.
Just middle of nowhere. Yeah.
He's just in it.
Look what I can do.
All right, let's see how many more impressions he does.
right. And I know that you know that I know that you're getting on that plane.
I love the impressions.
Yeah.
Elmer Fudd in Apocalypse Now.
Regular voice.
No.
Oh, the horror. The horror. Now, James Mason as Ralph Cramden. Alice, Norton and I are going bowling. Richard Burton as Norton. I can't go bowling with you, Ralph. Trixie's mother is coming over. Jack Nicholson as Alice. You can't go bowling, Ralph.
What is this?
It's a reference to some show.
Bits had endings.
I wish these bits had endings. See, and that's all. The punchline wasn't the jokes. The punchline was I just did 5 bits. None of them had endings or transitions. And at the very end, I'm going, none of these bits had endings.
I wasted. It's like storytelling, right? Because the payoff has to be at the end.
Yeah.
And so you're doing a story that could go 3 minutes, and the payoff the punchline at the very end of that story has to be so good that it's worthwhile listening to.
Yeah, it's 4.5 minutes of him being like, "I'm on crack," and you're like, "Is this guy doing well?" And at the very end, he goes, "I wish these bits had ends." He knows, he's aware, he's with you. He's with you on this journey.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's fun. I love the self-awareness.
That's funny.
That's so it's brilliant. You can keep playing. I'll see if there's any more.
You never do you? Well, that's it.
Well, that's it. Stop it. No, stop it. You love me. Stop it. That's fun. That's brave.
Yeah.
I love, he's a comedian committed to something, I know brave isn't funny, but it is funny at the very end when you get the relief of like, oh, thank God.
But it's also like that was your late night set. You may never get another opportunity.
I think Gilbert loved, because Gilbert's still touring. He's still like doing shows in like South Florida or wherever the hell they'll have it. Gilbert's still a touring guy, man. He works the road.
Yeah. I mean, just doing everything for like, this is a guy that's like a stand-up through and through. Like he loves the silliness of it all.
He did a lot of voice acting, but at the end of the day, he is like a stand-up.
The crazy part is that I didn't know him as a stand-up. I knew him as like the
parrot from Aladdin.
Just so many different things. So yeah, the parrot from Aladdin, like all these different. Yeah, I knew him from acting, not from stand-up.
I'm pretty sure he still tours. He's like out there. He still works the road.
Oh, for sure. There's no way he isn't. Like he's one of the OGs. Like everybody from that era is like still touring to some capacity.
Yeah, man. It's because they love it, for the love of the game.
I love the game.
You love to hear that. All right, this has been Late Night 5. Once again, my name is Matt Banner. This is Ken Hamlet. If you want to check out Ken's podcast, Drunken Night Out, you can check it out. We're two comedians from Chicago, so if you want to judge us, if we're going to judge Gilbert, you can judge us. Comments, links to that in the comment section. Let me know if we missed anything. Let me know if you guys have anything we forgot to say, or any other things you want to talk about Gilbert Gottfried's career. Please let us know below. Thank you guys so much. This has been Late Night 5. Almost got the outro.
It's supposed to play, but it's...
Oh, we got it. That's funny. That was an alt comedy bit. It was an alt comedy bit. We pretended like we didn't have it.